Hello everyone and welcome back to the Velocity channel, where this is your bridge to financial freedom. Today we have another problem to solve, and we're going to be solving it very thoroughly. Before we get into that, on how this lady is able to absolutely pay off all these loans at a very, very low time rate, we're going to go ahead and ask you to do something. Like, share, and subscribe so that everyone around the world can know the power in velocity banking. Are you ready? Well, let's go ahead and get into this. Listen, you see these numbers up here? We need to realize that they are just numbers. And there are a lot of people that think that just because they're tapped out on their personal side, that there's nothing else that they can do and they don't get a second chance. Maybe your cards are maxed out. Maybe you got a bankruptcy. Maybe you got a foreclosure. Maybe you have these life issues and challenges to overcome, and you're thinking there's no way that I can get over this. That's not true. You can have a second chance with business credit. And the best way to get there is to click on that description in the loan. That's right. That's right. Below, there's a description link that says business credit. Okay, it's going to be business credit. And that's what you need from now on. Okay, if you can't do it on the personal side, don't worry, there is another side. And we'll go ahead and speak more of that as the time goes on. But there's always another way. Please remember that. Okay. All right. So look, let's go ahead and get into what Janet, that's right, Janet on this planet, has let me know about. Listen, thank you so much for sharing the numbers, Janet. I know there's a lot of Janets in the world, but there's only one you. And we can help, and we're going to help right now. Okay. Listen, we have a loan here. What kind of loan is that? Can you guess? That's right. It's a mortgage. I don't know, a mortgage is a security. But the home loan is $385,624 at 6.125%. If she was using the automated velocity banking method, it would actually be way more than that. But check this out. $2,946.53 a month. That's right. The interest rate can be less, way less than this right here. And we're going to get into that. She also has a couple loans, doesn't she? $3,682 at 6.09. We have $245.95 a month, as well as the $20,351 at 16.35%, and $374.24 a month is her minimum monthly payment. $24,536 at 24.99%. We have $993.86 a month on that minimum monthly payment. And then finally, last but not least, $6,509 at 5.99%, and that's $145.32 per month that she's going to be paying there. Now, I hope you get as happy as I'm getting right now. I hope you get excited right now when you see what she has on her line of credit. Are you ready? $30,000 is the limit. $0 is the balance. Her interest rate is 11.24%. Listen to this one. $7,500 is the limit on this line of credit. $0 is the balance. 17.99% is the interest rate. The next one, $9,000 is the limit. $0 is the balance, and 29.24% is the interest rate on that. Now, have you noticed that all of these are goose eggs? The balances are goose eggs. So, Janet, the only problem that I see here, right, is that you are not utilizing your Marines. You are not utilizing your soldiers the right way. Whether this line of credit is a personal line of credit, it could be a business line of credit, or even a credit card, you're not using it. And that is the only issue that I see here, because I'm about to help you eliminate these loans in way less time than you've been on, because they want you to pay forever. You see these minimum monthly payments here, especially on this one. Look at it. Look at that. Forget that. So this is how we're going to do it, okay? We're going to go ahead and take a velocity banking line of credit. Which one is going to be the line of credit that we're going to use? Remember, we want to watch Some of you want to watch the credit utilization ratio. You want to stay underneath that 30%, don't you? Now, it's okay if you go over. Why? Because credit scores go up and they go down and they go up. And guess what? You have needs, you have priorities. And so you measure that effectively. All right. Now, $30,000 is going to be the recommended line of credit that you use, because of the fact that it is a higher limit, okay? Plus, it has that 11.24%. That's actually the lowest of the interest rates. So we want to go ahead and make sure that we are taking advantage of that fully. So we go over here and we say, well, which loans do we want to pay off? Do we want to pay off the one, you remember, with the cash flow index? Do we want to pay off the one with the highest cash flow index? Do we want to pay off efficient loans like this one, the mortgage? Or do we want to go down here and do we want to measure which loan should we pay off? Should we put it through the cash flow index system? Should we or should we not? Yes, we should. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out which loan is sucking the most cash flow from us and then put a portion of this line of credit onto the principal so we can chunk that down, okay? And so let's go ahead and figure that out right now. All right, so we went ahead and did the calculations here for you. You're welcome. We have the lowest score right here, 15, okay? So this all alone needs to get paid off as quick as possible. And you're saying, well, CJ, wait a minute. There's actually scores that should be lower because I'm seeing high interest rates on some pretty high balances. Well, that's not what the cash flow indicator is indicating. It's indicating this is the least efficient loan that you have, meaning it's going to be sucking the most cash flow relative to what you are getting. So listen, you're paying $245 a month on a $3,682 loan, which means you need to get rid of this as soon as possible. Why? So that you can take that $245 after you're done with this loan and put it to this loan to pay this off as quick as possible. So what the cash flow indicator does is it shows you which loans are the least efficient, meaning which loans are the most that are sucking the cash flow right out of you relative to what you're getting. And that's why we're not going to be paying off the mortgage as a priority, even though it does have a pretty high, right, minimum monthly payment. We want to make sure that we're paying that off last, right? Because that's a 100 and above freedom score. And so what is the next one that we should be paying off after this one? We should be paying this one. All right. Absolutely. And listen, I got to give a shout out to Dale Clark. He is literally a rocket scientist, and he's the one that came up with the cash flow indicator. He's went into finance now, doing very well. So thank you so much, Dale Clark, for showing us this a tremendous method. So we're looking at this as the next one once we push this to the side. Now, there are ways that you can eliminate loans, aren't there? You can take the $30,000 and just eliminate it right there, thereby placing this $245.95 minimum monthly payment. We're turning that into cash flow a month. So you got to ask yourself a question. Do you want to continue to pay the $245.95 per month, or do you want to spend the $3,682 to get $245.95 each month coming to you? So you go ahead and do that math, all right? Because you already have a cash flow, Janet, of $1,267. Now you're going to be adding $245, not just one time, okay? This is very important to realize. You're going to be adding that each and every month. So that's about $3,000 continually, right? Not for just this year, but for next year as well. And then the next year, right? We're talking about wealthy thinking here, folks. We're talking about leverage thinking. This is how we think. And so after we're done with this, we can just go ahead and X that out, right? Now we're going to this one. Now, guess what you can do? You can actually say, well, since I'm done with that one so quickly, okay, and how you figure out when you're going to be done with the loan, you go ahead and place the balance. And let me go ahead and show you this one first. Okay. How you figure out the cash flow indicator, these numbers here, okay? You're going to be dividing the loan balance by the minimum monthly payment, and that's what will let you know what your number is for that particular loan. So we have, where was I? Do you remember? Ah, yes. Now we're going to this one, $993 each month. You can either say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just hammer that out, right? Because I don't want this debt anymore, right? With the $30,000, you can just smash that, and that $993 can come to you each and every month, okay? And you could be putting that towards investments where the line of credit is supposed to go, or you can chunk it, right? $10,000 here, $12,000 there, right? And how do you figure out when you're going to fill that line of credit back up? Well, we do a little division, right? We go ahead and take the balance, and then instead of the minimum monthly payment, like in the cash flow indicator, we're actually going to take the loan balance and divide it by the cash flow. That's right. And so it'll tell you how many months you have to pay that off. Now, keep in mind, each and every month you're going to be paying, right, the minimum monthly payment because it is your loan. That's the part you said, hey, let's go ahead and make sure that we're paying this each month. But the part that you didn't sign up for was all that interest. They didn't tell you. They didn't tell you face to face. They may have showed you or quickly went over it in the paperwork, but you didn't know, okay? And so that's how you are eliminating your interest. And for those who say, man, you don't need the line of credit to do that, you're very true. That's very accurate. However, when you use your own money, are they going to give you an increase of $5,000 or of $10,000? No? Oh, okay. Well, they do that on the line of credit. We're just using what they've given us, folks. That's all we are doing in order to pay this off smoothly. Now, if you want a better way or a recommended way of doing this, I suggest the automated velocity banking concept, which we can talk to you about as well, so that you get the best advice, because most likely the system is going to say, you know what? Instead of doing this, like you were shown on YouTube, that's a great method, of course. Let's do something a little different and get you paid off even faster. Can that happen? Has it happened? Yes and yes. Listen, we want the best for you. Just let us know how we can help. And Janet, this is how you do it. Okay, look, go ahead and take a picture of it now. That's right, man. It should be on a t-shirt, shouldn't it? Yeah, we can go much deeper than that, but I wanted to make sure it's simplified for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Like, share, and subscribe all over the world. We appreciate you. God bless you, and you guys have a great night.